All right, today, Democrats, they were quick to push more Russia hysteria following the departure of the Attorney General Jeff Sessions. For example, Congressman Jerrold Nadler, get used to him. We're going to be following him and let's see, Pelosi and Maxine Waters. We're going to see if they're going to work for you. He's expected to be the next House Judiciary Chair, tweeting that he wants answers about who's now in charge of the Mueller probe and suggested more endless investigations. That's really going to help the American people. Joining us now, author of New York Times bestseller, The Russia Hoax, Fox News legal analyst Gregg Jarrett, also the author of The Deep State, another New York Times bestseller, Fox News contributor Jason Chaffetz, Sarah Carter, investigative reporter, Fox News contributor. Where's your book? How come you don't have a book?
Oh, I'm going to have a book, Sean. You know it, too.
All right. You know, I know that almost immediately they scream, recusal. Gregg Jarrett, you probably have been the single most outspoken person that Sessions has to go. What do you think of the interim attorney general? And do you think he's going to recuse? God help us.
No.
Or will the president now appoint a full-time replacement?
Well, now that there's no recusal because Sessions is gone, the acting attorney general, Matt Whitaker, can now preside over the special counsel case, and he should. What the media didn't point out today is that Rod Rosenstein should recuse himself. He's both a witness and a prosecutor in the same case. Whether it's Whitaker in the end, who's the permanent AG, or I would recommend Representative John Ratcliffe of the House Judiciary Committee, former top official at DOJ, former U.S. attorney. Those individuals, Ratcliffe or Whitaker, I think, would bring to justice those in the Department of Justice and the FBI who abuse their positions of power to target Donald Trump without evidence and to spy on the Trump campaign with fabricated evidence.
And Jason, let me go to you. You know Whitaker. Yeah. We've known his work now for a long time. And the president was very clear. Those 302s, the Gang 8 information, those FISA warrant applications may now all be released. I also would say that probably investigations into Hillary and all these other instances, FISA abuse, lying to FISA courts, abuse of some of the powerful tools of intelligence might now be on the table.
Yeah, look, Senator Sessions then became Attorney General Sessions. He was a revered member of the Republican Party, and I wish him nothing but the best. But when he became the Attorney General, I got to tell you, members of Congress became very dissatisfied with him because he did not listen up the documents, did not respond to subpoenas, and did not give people like myself, when I was the chairman of the Oversight Committee, the documents he wanted. Jim Jordan, Mark Meadows, Trey Gowdy, John Ratcliffe, they can't do their job unless they have their documents. So now that there's new leadership in place, I think there is an expectation that those things do get loosened up. And by the way, I agree with Greg. I do hope that the President Trump appoints John Ratcliffe. I think he's the best person for the job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sarah, now the exoneration before investigation, the real Russian dossier, that can now be investigated by the new Attorney General. Democrats want a lot of investigations. There's a lot of fertile ground, and we know crimes were committed.
Absolutely. And I think one of the things that they're going to be looking at is also all the unmaskings. How was the intelligence community weaponized, particularly, and how the FBI handled this investigation into President Trump? I mean, there are so many avenues that can be looked at right now. And we know, based on what President Trump said today, that there is a strong possibility, Sean, that these documents will be declassified. The American public deserves to know what was going on. And I've also been hearing that indictments may be around the corner. So there's a lot more information that's going to come out in the near future. I think the president did the right thing. He waited till after the midterms, and it was expected. And the president has every right to say it's over, Jeff Sessions. And, you know, most of the time it would have happened anyways. It's been 2 years. It's time for Jeff Sessions to move on.
If I was some of these top DOJ, FBI officials, I think I'd be very nervous tonight about what could be coming. You all agree with that? Real quick.
The law enforcers became the lawbreakers. They should now be held accountable.
Jason, will that
After
happen?
the Inspector General report, it is crystal clear that is a Department of Justice that's in chaos, and they need new leadership to straighten the ship out.
10 seconds, Sarah. Is it going to happen?
That's what I was just going to say. It is going to happen. It will happen, Sean.
All right. Many of you think I was lazy and I didn't show up for work last night. I have an announcement. All right, Welcome back to Hannity. Before we go, a lot of you last night wondering, oh my gosh, where's Sean Hannity? Why isn't he here? I don't work election nights. I haven't for most of the years I've been here. I want to address something because, you know, it's amazing the things that people write that aren't true. And, you know, so we did this event with Donald Trump the other day in Cape Girardeau, Missouri, and I tweeted out I was not part of whatever coverage was going to take place at the campaign. I gave a tweet that was 100% truthful. I was watching Rush give his speech. The president, I had no idea. He invited me on stage. I'll be honest, I was honored by the president's request. It was not planned, and I want to be very, very clear. I'm on stage. You know, you've heard me say it all the time, every day, every night, because I believe it's true, that there's a lot of fake news. I want to be very clear, especially after hearing some commentary and reading some things. I was not and would never refer to my friends, my colleagues here at the Fox News Channel in those remarks. As a matter of fact, they are such a cut above everybody else. And by the way, if anybody construed it that way, I'm totally sorry in terms of the people that I work with. I called a couple of my friends, colleagues here, and I've had a great relationship with almost everybody here all the time I've worked here. I am a talk show host. They do news. I don't know how they do what they do. They do, you know, local news, national news, international news. Well, they have one really tough job because they have to stay fair and balanced, and they do that in an amazing way every day. Me, I'm like the whole newspaper. We do news, we do investigative reporting, we give strong opinions, and yeah, sometimes they have to take heat because of what their opinion side friends say. But I want to tell you something. I am so honored and proud of being able to work here with the best journalists in the entire country. They are and by the way, we saw it in the ratings last night, and I wasn't even here, higher than my ratings by a lot, actually. Number one, beating all the networks, beating all the cable channels. They did an amazing job. That's what they do. I'm proud to be a small part of this, and I love these colleagues. Most of them are like friends, all of them, as a matter of fact. All right, that's all the time we have left this evening. As always, thank you for being with us.